is all that about? Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hi.
Hello, hello, hello.
Afternoon, Mum. Good afternoon, Dad. Good afternoon, Emma.
I'm just going to get my coffee. So,
How
yeah.
you doing? All right.
All good, all good. Looks like we've got a few people that have joined us today. Hello, everyone.
Hello to those that have joined.
Should we just wait a few more minutes just to get everyone else on their lunch breaks?
Sure. So, Mum, Dad, you had a little bit of trouble logging on.
I don't know what happened there, but eventually we got there in the end. God, there's always something IT with us, though. Well, with me, not so much him.
Always technical problems with you, Rayner.
There's always a button she pushes wrong.
No.
Instead of right.
So should we wait another 2 more minutes and then we'll kick off?
Sure.
People can join anyway, can't they? Can they just log in?
They can log in, or they can, if they don't have time to join in now, they can join it later or watch later.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. This is exciting.
No.
I'm nervous.
Bearing all.
Bearing all.
And we've done something as a family as well, isn't it?
True, yeah.
Like properly.
Yeah, you're not always going to get me. I'm here today, but maybe not next week. If you're going to do it on a weekly thing, right?
Yeah.
Every Friday.
Every Friday. Is that just till lockdown finishes, or?
Well, we'll see.
See how it goes.
We'll see, yeah.
Okay, should we start?
Yeah.
So, hi everyone. Thanks so much for joining us. Yeah, it's been quite amazing actually. I'm really excited that we're doing something different. Some of you may know us. We are the Rayners. I'm Emma Rayner, and sadly we were bereaved by suicide in 2012. We do a lot of like campaigning, educating, training people up. Today isn't a workshop for resilience, but it's actually to get some tips and ideas to cope through the lockdown. We have seen a rise in numbers from the last lockdown, so we just thought it'd be nice to come together to support, show people that they're not alone and that we are here. If you want to have a conversation or to chat to us or just to share some love. For me, I'm finding it quite hard at the moment with the gyms being closed. For me, that's my time to sort of have a bit of me time and to clear my mind. So I've had to put some tools in place and get my yoga mats, my weights, and make sure that I'm coping with the second lockdown. So yes, we're going to offer a new service that we're going to come to you guys every Friday with some new tips. Next week, we've got some breathing techniques going on. We're going to have some special guests. So yeah, hopefully you can take something away and you can relate a little bit, and just one strategy that can help you get through the next 4 weeks. Today we just launched a positive chat group. It's called the Lucy Rayner Friday Checkout. It's on Facebook. Join us. It's all about positivity. It's all about supporting each other, spreading love, and getting us through the next 4 weeks. So really what we just want to say to you is just check in with yourself, see how you're feeling every morning, and see what coping tools you can do to really get you through and to change your moods. So grab your coffees, have your lunch, and I hope you enjoy some of our tips. I'm going to pass you over to my mother.
Hi, everybody. Okay, so like Emma said, some of you know us, some of you won't know us, but I want to just quickly give you a brief summary of who we are and why we're doing what we're doing. so that you can get an idea of us as a family. You know, we've been through a bereavement, like Emma said. Our daughter, their sister, took her own life on May the 5th, 2012. Now, we didn't know that she had a mental health issue. We knew she had mood swings, but we didn't truly understand what that meant. So she went to the doctors and they did the test and they said it was hormonal. They changed her contraceptive pill. And then 2 weeks later, she took her own life. Now, for us, if the doctors can't get it and we can't get it, who understands it? So we thought, let's do something about this. So in 2013, in May 2013, we did a memorial for Lucy and we raised £15,000. We took that money and we took it to the doctors and we kind of said to them, look, here's some money. Can we have a counsellor or a psychiatric nurse at the surgery? And they said that they'd already got one. Now we kind of thinking, well, if you've got one, then why didn't you refer Lucy? Why did you not, you know, offer her any talking therapy or some kind of counselling instead of just changing her contraceptive? So we thought, how many people go through the same things that we go through? How many people go to the doctors and don't get the right diagnosis or the right referrals? How many people slip through the net? So we thought, okay, we've got to do something about this. So we launched the charity in 2013. And from there, we do like a whole range of services because, you know, if we can help one person, just one person, then I think that's a start. So I'm going to let my old man talk about our services a little bit about what he does.
I'm the old man. I get dragged along every now and again just to fill some points. Right. So just quickly, I'm not going to be long. Just covering some of our points. So we have Just Talk. We have the men's group. We have a new service that we've launched, well, relatively new, which is the Surrey Suicide Bereavement Service. Bit of a mouthful. And obviously the free counselling that we offer, six sessions to start with, and then we take it from there. Got a range of counsellors that can help us with that, and they're all on the website. So please, if you need to tap in on any of them services whatsoever, or even if you just want to talk to us, please just go on the website. It's a new jazzy website. So yeah, so that's us. That's me really. That's me done.
Back to Jenny.
Back to Jenny.
Very cool. So today we want to talk about resilience and what resilience means for us. I have got this saying. It's from a lady called Elizabeth Kubler-Ross. And she actually captures it really, really well. And I want to read that out, although I know you can read it, but I want to say it. The most beautiful people we have known, and those who have known defeat, known suffering, known struggle, known loss, and have found their way out of the depths. These persons have an appreciation, a sensitivity, and an understanding of life that fills them with compassion, gentleness, and a deep, loving concern. Beautiful people do not just happen. Now, us as a family, we've gone through a life-changing bereavement. It came left field. So it kind of took the rug from under our feet. And we all, in our own way, had mental health issues. How we dealt with that is how we dealt with it. So we've had to pull on our own resources. Sometimes we fell down a couple of times. Sometimes we had to build ourselves back up. And God knows the charity has actually helped us to really focus our energy, but lots of people don't have that. So what we want to do today is to really go through our top tips, the Lucy Rayner 10 strategies that you can help. I mean, some of you might already do these things, but there might be some new things here that you could pick up or is useful for you. So I'm going to pass you over to Becky, and she can go through those tips with you.
Thank you, Mother. Yes, so coming from a teacher's perspective and actually working with children and understanding children and their needs in terms of their mental health, and also working alongside the charity as well, I've had quite a lot of experience in seeing and being around people, and we've kind of just come up with 10 strategies that we feel will help you during lockdown. Like my mum said, there probably are other strategies that you've already incorporated into your day-to-day lives, but hopefully you can read through these 10 and maybe take one or two things from it and maybe incorporate that into your day-to-day schedule. So the first one we want to look at is reaching out for help as early as possible. So we're talking about if you're looking at your mortgage, your finances, your mental health, just making sure you have access to the right people and talking to the right people so that you can get help as quickly as possible, really, so you don't get yourself into any sort of trouble. So for instance, I've managed to do the 3-month mortgage repayment holiday, and that's really helped me a lot to be able to not worry so much about my finances. So there's a lot of things that are out there to help you. It's just pulling on those resources to kind of help you out there.
I'd just like to say on that little point that I think, well, little point, massive point, is the fact that you shouldn't feel embarrassed in any way. And so many people I've spoke to in the past that they've said, you know, I don't want to say too much. You know, they get sort of too involved in what they just want to say. So it's like just open up to someone. That's just the point from me, really. You were saying something about...
but if you can't open up, if you can't tell somebody, there's other ways in reaching out. You can send a text, you can email someone, you can write a letter to someone that you trust, and you can say, look, I need some help, I'm struggling at the moment, you know, could we have a quick talk over the phone? So there are things that you can do. It's just having that courage to reach out, and it's really important to do that.
Yes, thank you. Moving on, number 2, having a routine and set short-term goals. So for some of us, that could just be even just getting out of bed, having a shower and having breakfast, just having some sort of routine so that you actually can have some sort of motivation throughout the day that can guide you through, and just have something to just plan, really, so that you can keep yourself going and giving you that momentum as well.
And I love a list. You know, a list for me is like a sense of achievement, because at the end of the day, when I tick off that the list, I feel amazing. So yeah, lists are always a good one.
We love a list.
Love a list.
Number 3, building more breaks and exercise into your schedule. Every morning I get up with my child, take him to nursery, and then I go for a run. No, I'm lying, guys. I don't do that. I don't have the energy to go.
Brisk walk.
I mean, this is all wishful thinking, I'm not going to lie. The most that I try and get done in a day is at least do some washing, and any other bits of chores around the house that I need to be done for the day. Just as little as that, really, just making sure that you do have a bit of exercise and you don't get into that rut of just sitting around and not doing anything, and just incorporating into your day some breaks. Give yourself that break if you need to. Go out and have a coffee, go for a brisk walk if you want to, because we do know that having exercise is really good for your mental health as well. And like Boris Johnson said, unlimited exercise outside, so make use of it, guys.
And also there is...
Go on then.
Yeah, also there are like free sort of apps and things you can use. I know the YMCA is still doing theirs online. We've got Joe Wicks, you've got the Zumbas online on YouTube, so check them out as well, because they're quite motivating.
I was just about to say that sometimes when we're doing the housework and that, I think to myself, I put on an old sweatshop and I sort of like go, this is going to be a bit of a workout, so I put a bit of energy into it. Instead of just doing the housework, I sort of go for it like a bit of an I don't do night shows. when I do, I say to myself, look, I'm going to just have a go for this, you know, get a bit of a sweat on sort of thing. So instead of just running through the routine of doing the housework, have it as a exercise, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm sure when we were younger, you used to put a bin liner on and do the housework and get some sweat.
Do you remember? Just to get rid of a few pounds. But I used to drink it all back again because it's only fluid that's coming out. Yeah, cheers,
moving on, number 4, looking at your sleep habits, a really important one. We know that it's essential to get as much sleep as you can. I know that I'm guilty of it. When I go to bed at night, I sit on my phone, and before you know it, 2-3 hours have passed and I'm flicking through TikTok or Instagram. It's really good to get into habit of maybe just turning your phone off before you go to bed, and just making sure that you get ample amounts of sleep so that you're feeling right as rain for the next day.
Quick one for me is sleep. Reading makes me sleep, so I do 2 or 3 pages when I'm feeling quite sleepy anyway, and it just knocks me straight out. So for me, sleep, just reading a bit of material, 9 times out of 10 it's rubbish material, but I've lost my book somewhere, but just reading something helps me.
Well, I have a bedtime routine. I have a bath, but I also do something really weird. I play the flute, and it seems to relax me though. But yeah, I don't know whether he liked it or not, but it relaxes me.
Yeah, she's got better, to be fair.
I am getting quite good at it though. But yeah, that's my thing.
Right. I'm sure that's nice. I can't wait to come home.
You can imagine what the neighbours are thinking.
Come home
Midnight.
It's like a snake charmer.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Okay,
It's
moving
definitely
on.
not
Stop it.
Moving
on.
Try
Sorry,
a relaxation technique, really important. Maybe have a look at some yoga, some Pilates, some meditation, just to get you into that a really nice sense of like nice positive vibes, and we know that meditation is very good for the soul as well, so maybe having a look at some relaxation techniques to calm yourself, and if you have anxiety, it's a very good technique to really relax yourself too. Number 6, take time to reflect and practice your self-compassion. Now, this is a really important one. It's really important to check in on yourself every morning when you wake up, check in, self-reflect, and even before you go to bed, maybe looking at things that you've done really well throughout the day. It could be something as little as making your bed in the morning, just giving that self-reflection and having a look at things that you've done well. It's really good tool to do. You can either write it down, have a look at some things, that some intention setting, or I know a lot of people at the moment have been doing some moon boards as well. So not moon boards, vision boards. Good to have a look at things that you want to reflect on, or what you want to see happen in the future.
Yeah.
Dad, did you want to make a point on this one? I think.
I just think, you know, you mentioned the check-in on yourself, which is a term that someone brought to us years ago, which is a really great tool. And it's basically just looking at yourself and saying, how was that day? How did that go? How did that meeting? Was it really as bad as what I had made out that it was going to be? And I'm great at building something up that isn't really there. And it's just trying to sort of look at that thought and just say it is only a thought. It will pass. It will surpass. So, you know, it's just understanding, I think, them thoughts, and they are only just thoughts. For me, that helped. Just checking in on yourself, really, I think, is really important. It is hard. I get it totally, and I don't always abide by my own rules, but I try my best, and I think that's all we can do, really.
Yeah,
I agree, especially in these weird, wonderful times at the moment.
Okay, moving on, number 7, stay connected. So another one, during this time, whilst we're all in isolation, it's very easy to retreat and not want to speak to anyone, but we do, for me, this is probably the most important one, is making sure that you do reach out, speak to your friends, speak to work colleagues, speak to your family, try and stay connected as much as possible on a daily basis, just having chats, because I know how I live all the way up in Hemel Hempstead and it's quite far from my family, and I know that it's really important to check in with my family daily, just to have that communication, because there's only so much you can get out of a toddler that's not speaking. So it's really important to have that human interaction and being able to offload and talk about your problems as well as listening to theirs.
You also have to realise that social media plays a big part in how we're feeling and about staying connected. Personally, I think social media disconnects you. It has its good points, but for me, it disconnects you. Texting, WhatsApping, you can't gauge someone's feelings by text. You can't speak to somebody and feel the tone of their voice or what they're trying to get across to you. That's disconnection for me. You can interpret it in so many ways that aren't necessarily true. Pick up the phone, talk to somebody. Talking is the key. Talking and sharing is, I think, is where we need to be at. Stay connected in that way. Use social media as little as possible.
And just another thing that I just thought of then, that we all have them friends that don't get it, don't maybe ignorance, or they don't really understand the full mental health issue type thing. So for me, don't just stop at that one person and say, you know, I've tried, because you know that next person that you try and you just speak to will get it, and they will understand where you're coming from. And you know, we are all sort of, yeah, exactly. And we are, you know, that first person might not get it, but you know, the second person might. And it's always worth, you know, as we say, just talk. That's our motto. Yeah.
And I think as well, Mum, you mentioned earlier on before we came on, was actually reaching out to people that may not have friends or family to contact, or that you know aren't very
struggling
with technology as well. Like, for instance, my nan, she's by herself, so we always make the effort to be able to check in with her, because not all the time is she going to be able to pick up the phone to reach out to us. So it is really good making sure that you talk to people that you know are lonely during this time. Okay, so moving on to A, we've got try to avoid speculation and looking up reputable sources on the outbreak. I know it's very easy for us to get lured into what Boris Johnson has to say about this pandemic, but just try not to read too much into it. There's a lot that is shared on Facebook that not all the time is true. So just be careful what you read, and try not to get sucked into it too much, because for some of us, that's where our anxiety can be fueled. So it's really important to know when you've researched a bit too much and just give it a bit of a break. But obviously it's obviously good to be cleared up on what is happening, but just being a bit skeptical about what's actually really happening.
Yeah. And I think it's really key as well to find out where the sources come from, and it's not just a share. Sharing is so easy on Facebook, just to click share. And that also will fuel a lot of anxieties when it might not necessarily be true. But yeah, so it's just something to think about, I guess.
Yeah, thank you, Emma. And number 9, we've got make friends with winter. A really nice one for me. I know a lot of my friends already have started to collect Christmas materials and getting into the whole Christmas spirit, because for some of us that's all we have to look forward to at the moment. So just really having a focus on what we have to look forward to. And like I said, winter and Christmas is a season that we all kind of really, well, not all of us, but majority of us love to enjoy. So maybe just checking in with yourself and really starting to enjoy winter.
Yeah, and also I think it's nice to wake up and go for that crispy walk in the winter, put your wellies on, get a bit muddy, come home for the roast, you know, sort of try and put a positive spin on it, which would be a lot better. Yeah,
nice. Okay, and last but not least, we have give yourself a reward. Why
This
not
is my favourite.
yourself? Give yourself something small for those little small wins that happen throughout the day. It could be at the end of the week. I know for me, at the end of the week, I get a takeaway. Mum and Dad, I know that you have a curry Friday. That's
Friday curry.
Friday curry.
And guess
Mine's
what? We don't
mine's
make it.
Saturday.
I always make sure I come home on a Friday to Mum and Dad's, because I know that they're going to get that curry in. So yeah, just giving yourself a small reward at the end of the week, end of the day, if you've done something really positive, just giving yourself a pat on the back. I know someone recently bought themselves a bunch of flowers just to pick themselves up and give them that little bit of self-care.
Guess what? I've just realised it's Friday.
Yay!
Curry night.
But look, it's true though. It's really important to be kind to yourself, and give yourself some self-care. It doesn't matter. It could be just the smallest of painting your nails.
Hot bath, nice bubble bath. Yeah.
Just do something that, you know, you're being nice to yourself.
Because it's tough out there.
Yeah.
And I'm coming to yours for curry night tonight.
Yeah.
I'm already on
guys. Someone said to me years ago, no one said it was going to be easy, and you know, it is tough. So, you know, just a little reward. I regularly paint my nails, so, you know, Saturday night it's all good.
But resilience is about going through the tough times.
Yeah.
Dealing with the stuff that's being thrown at you and coming out the other side. But it's about how you deal with it. Find those tools that work for you. I mean, we've given you a list there. Just find the ones that work for you. Build your routine, build your toolkit. So when you feel the anxiety or the stress coming on, look and see what you can do to alleviate those stresses before it gets too overwhelming. You know, these are things that we can do now to help ourselves before it, you know, it gets too much.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. And I think that is it all from us, isn't it?
Yes. So thank you, everyone, for coming to our Friday check-ins. We are going to do this again. Like Emma said, we're going to do this for the next 4 weeks at the same time, same weeks, you know, on the Friday. So please do drop in and see what we have to say. I think next week we're going to be looking at anxiety, and we're going to be looking at the ways that we can help ourselves when we feel anxious. We'll be looking at breathing techniques to see, you know, what works, what doesn't work. So, you know, check in with us. Go to the website. We have the check-in list. There's a whole list of things that you can do to help yourself. So go and have a look at that and see, you know, if there's something that we've missed out on that list, do let us know. You know, email us or send us a message on Facebook so that we can add something in. If there's a topic you want us to talk about, again, let us know. So I hope you enjoyed our little family chat on resilience, and I hope you come back again next week.
And join our support group on Facebook.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Over and out. See ya.
Bye. Bye.